Hello, this is Micah with FOAB and 9185 Robotics. This will be a short video series on how to use Inventor, get it set up, start working with assemblies and parts, drawing files, and some build tips as we go. This is part 0, so we're going to go over how to obtain parts files, different locations for libraries, and whatnot. The first thing with getting parts, most of the parts when you're doing Vex robots can be found on Vex's website. So for example, if we come in and let's say we're looking for, let's just say a radio. For example, at the bottom of the product page, CAD files, you can download the CAD part file, and it'll save as a step or STL, and then you can open it in Inventor and save it as a Inventor part file or assembly file and use it later on. Luckily, there are a few different options other than downloading every part individually. The first of which will be linked in the video description, or if you're in 9185 Robotics Discord, it can also be found in useful documents linked there. But it'll bring you to this Google Drive, which includes the FOAB CAD base library version 2.2 for high stakes. This library is when it downloads, you will get a zip file just like this. You can right click on it and extract all. And when you extract, it'll create another folder. Now it may take a few seconds here, but it'll create another folder that'll include all of the parts. The FOAB CAD library is very heavily based on the Inventor library available on the Vex Cad Discord, which I will also link in the video description. There are some changes I've made to it or parts I've added that have not been updated since the most recent update. So this will be most up to date as of 6/27/2024. It also includes some specific 9185 files and things like that in it, but you're free to use it for whatever you wish. And we'll go over that in a minute. So once you have the folder open, it'll open up a folder here that'll include the library. I highly recommend just taking this and renaming it to add high stakes or whatever you want to call the folder where you're going to save your robots and all your CAD assembly files. So this is the library right here. So normally if I was going to create a robot, I would put a folder in here for Robot 1, and this is where I would save all those assemblies, drawing files, parts, stuff like that. Inside of the library, first major change you'll notice from the CAD server library is I've numbered all the folders, and that's just to keep the folders in a order that is constant and doesn't change or evolve if I change the name of something. It also allows me to rank them in order of importance in my mind. So the biggest example of this, if I go into the motion folder, spacers is always going to be at the top for me because I sort by name. If not, it would be down here. It makes it a little bit slower to find. It can help speed up your process just by being able to go to the same spot. I can go into spacers, go in here, and then it's in the same order every single time. So electronics, pretty simple. A lot of times I've also thrown legacy stuff in its own folder because it's not as used anymore. I've restructured how some of the folder assemblies work. I've thrown a lot more stuff in your low strength folder. I've included some of the high stakes game objects in this library. And if they load in here, you'll see it's just the align stake, ladder, mogo, ring, and wall stake. Miscellaneous, another thing I include is the high stakes sizing tool. This is just an 18 by 18, and then the 32-inch vertical expansion if you're driving around in the 6-inch out one direction, just like these other sizing tools in here. The last thing, this is specific to 9185. If you go into structure, there is a hardware section. This includes the standard set of colored and silver screws that we use, along with the other specialty screws that you will have access to when building your robots. That is your basic library setup and how to download it. The Google Drive, like I said, will be posted in the description. I'll also post a link to the Vex Cad Discord, where you can find the original library without any of the changes. And again, if you're looking for a part that may not be included or comes out later in the year, you can find that on the Vex website.